Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've been on the channel, but I wanted to give you some quick run back on a I'll say combo, even though I bought the pieces individually. I bought this rod. This came from Bass Pro. Let me make sure. I'll let you get if you can read the stuff on the rod, and then I'll let you read the specs on the other side. This is a Bass Pro rod that they commissioned. And when I was in the store, I had this rod and I had a St. Croix rod in the other hand. And you know, if you know St. Croix rods, you know there's a huge price difference between the Bass Pro stock and the St. Croix. I don't know where they got these blanks for these Bass Pro rods, but as I picked it up and actually did one of these with it for weight and flexibility and everything else, I had one in each hand, and I was flexing the St. Croix versus this little Bass Pro, and then switched hands. So there wasn't, if there was a difference in the way my hands operated, I didn't want to feel that, but I couldn't tell the difference between the two. Switching hands, everything, and it was just the rod blanks, or not the blanks. It had the stuff on there. There has been an incident with this. I accidentally closed a door on this tip. I went and got a Shimano kit and epoxied a new end guide on it. And if anything, it's a little bit more sensitive now. And I've only lost like that much off of it. I've lost the length of the last tip. And reels. This is the reel I initially had on it. This is a Shimano Sedona. Is it a Sedona? I gotta get my glasses, I'm sorry. Shimano Sedona Sienna. So it's the Sienna 1000, and it's supposed to be a freshwater reel. I've used it for about a year. I've had it approximately a year, and I've used it most likely against the manufacturer's recommended use. I used it for inshore, as opposed. This is a small water, like lakes and ponds, bass and pinfish or panfish. Sorry. Bass and panfish kind of reel. I've loved it. I rinse it off every time I use it. It's still performing the same as the day I took it out of the box. I spent $30 on this reel. The issue I had with it, I had it paired with this 5'6" Bass Pro, can't tell it apart from a St. Croix. And if I've got the wind on my back, if I'm throwing a half-ounce goofy jig, like a little pink, it's basically a lead banana jig, is pretty much all it is. But if I'm throwing one of those, if I've got the wind in my back, the line on this thing all goes. It casts far enough that I've only got like 3 or 4 wraps left on there. So if anything that needs a little running room were to pick up that jig, I better hope that it's turning around within about 3 or 4 wraps, or I'm at the end and hoping it doesn't just snap the line. So I figured, and I told my wife I need a new reel for the light rod, and of course everybody's wife says, no you don't, that's garbage. Well, she was with me one day, and I casted it out, and I showed her. I said, look, this is why I keep telling you I need a new reel, and it's down. She's like, oh my gosh, yeah you do. So I went and got, and I've seen good reviews for this, but not after use. I saw somebody who reviewed it and was basically, he was in love with it. But this is a saltwater reel. This is the Shimano Nasky, and I've got the C3000 HG. So this is a Shimano Nasky 3000 HG, and there's something I'm going to do to it straight out of the box. I'm going to void the warranty, because last time I used this, the automatic bail that I never did anything with snapped on me, and a little pompano jig snapped off and flew away. So I'm going to do the same thing to this one, only I've gotten so used to violating the warranty on these that I'm going to show you in real time. I mean, the only pause will probably be when I tilt the camera so you don't see all that mess going on. But we'll get this tilted to such a degree, and I'll get it at an angle where you can see what I'm doing, and we'll get to work on it. Okay, we're back to this, and I'm going to let you see everything as it happens. There is a trip lever here for the automatic bail closer, and it's hidden in this compartment. And I've got a tiny little Phillips screwdriver, and I'm going to take this little cover off carefully, and there went the screw. And you can see that trip lever right here, and I'm going to try to pop this thing out. Oh, there went my spring. I'm going to have to go get that. The spring flew off on me. But this is that little trip arm, and it's got to come out and go away. Now, I'm going to let you sit there while I go find the spring and put it back in. I'm still looking. I was tempted to shout to the camera, but I saw that spring bounce away. Got it. Okay. Found the spring. It's got to go on this little sleeve right here. There's a catch on it. Oh no, I hope that catch didn't fall out. If the catch fell out, I'm in trouble because I don't know where I'm going to look for it. There might be a piece that's supposed to sit in there. That's supposed to be a lot more affirmative closure. So I may have to hunt around for another piece that might have popped out, and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I'm going through the parts list now because the spring flew out as I was doing this. Now, in the meantime, while I was looking for the part, I thought, okay, I'll take this one off and see if there's a comparable piece. And there isn't. But I'm thinking there's something in there that supports the spring that may have popped out when it all flew out. I want to say I had my finger on it the whole time, but I don't think I did. I think I had to get my hand out of the way to do this, and I think there's another piece out there somewhere. And I scoured the garage floor, and I found this. If I can find this, I should be able to find something else that's not normal in here, and it could be behind something or lost somewhere. So I'm going to go through the schematic, the blow up of the reel, and see if there's some piece that I should have found matching the description of what appears to not be there. And I do see a couple of pieces look like they go in the real body, and I may have to order them. Whoops. I even got the, same thing. It's a trip arm, just like you see on the pens. This is the trip arm off of this one because I said, okay, well, as long as I'm in there. But taking this one out, something popped out of the spring and it flew away. So I'm going to have to look for it, and I'll update you. I may just have to order a couple new pieces. Okay, see you next time. Okay, so today is May 23rd, and I may put in text or something the date I first tried to start modifying this reel, but it was before, no, yeah, it's May 23rd. And I think it was like April 7th or 8th that I was modifying the reel when everything went wrong. And, well, the part has finally arrived, as you saw in the clips of the correspondence from the manufacturer. And I made an effort to block out their name because I'm not trying to shame anybody. Stuff happens. I mean, sometimes you just can't get a hold of parts. And it drove me nuts, though, because I had a brand new reel that was not in use. It was just sitting there waiting to be upgraded and installed on my blue rod. So anyway, we're going to finish modifying the Nasky Compact 3000 High Gear C3000 HG. And I had to kind of piece that information together on the internet for how that all goes together. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down, and I'm going to do this inside of a clear bag because of the part that flew away. If it flies out again while I'm trying to put it back together, I'll at least have a container that it won't fly away. It will just get loose inside the bag. So I probably won't even pause the video. I may just cut it and turn it so it'll look as if it's been cut. But without more delay, I'll turn the camera downward. Okay. So I've got the reel here, and I'm just going to finish taking this handle off. Wrong way. Okay, the handle's all the way off. I'm going to leave this up to keep tension off of the spring, which is contained in here. I might have to get it out of the way. But I'll do this inside the bag, even though I don't have to open it inside the bag because it's already sitting loose. And get this part. That's the problem, it rotates in one direction and I can't make it stop turning. Now I can't take this arm off of here because when I did that before there was a tiny little, it's called a bail clicker, and that tiny little part fell out, and it was so teeny. I think I showed in the video. I couldn't find it. It was so teeny tiny. It was in the towel, in the fibers of the towel, and I never saw it until later at some point. And that's what you hear. That's the part that fell out, the thing going click, and it's tiny, tiny. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and you can see the spring there. I cut off this bail arm on here, and that's the bail ramp because it supports this spring in here and holds it in place. It sits underneath it and holds it in place right there. So it has to be in there. I couldn't just take it out entirely. So here we go. Way enclosed, there's less tension on the spring, so I'm going to put this inside the bag. And it keeps wanting to continue rotating forward. So, and I'll get this piece out of here and arrived in a nice white envelope that was thoroughly sealed. Okay. And you see how tiny this part is. It's lost somewhere here. And I don't know where. It is gone. I'll probably find it one day, just sitting around someplace. Okay, so it goes on like this, up, and there's a socket up there that it's got to sit in. And it's in. Okay. So now I got to get this on before it flies away. I think that's safely together enough that I can put it back in there. Okay. So now, that's nice and snug. I don't want to put it tight. Clicks open, snaps shut, clicks back, snaps shut. So, all right, so here's a word for the manufacturers. Shimano, Penn, Daiwa, you know who you are. I know people are going to say, oh, look, you're a fool for modifying your reel. You're an idiot. You shouldn't do those kind of things without some kind of factory assistance or an authorized technician. Let me tell you something. I would do it again, even though I waited all this time. I don't like automatic bail closers. So if you're a manufacturer and you're watching this, what does that tell you? Because I've had the bail snap shut too many times because the handle rotated and snapped the bail shut and I lost a lure. And it might have been my last one, or it might have been one I just got, or whatever. And okay, so now I have a reel that opened the bail and it don't snap shut. But if I snap it shut, it's fine. It's closed and done. So you can call it a fail. Wouldn't be unfair. You can call me an idiot, whatever. Not going to hurt my feelings. But I'd do it again. And I'll give you a review on the reel because it still functions about how it did when it came out of the box, except it doesn't snap shut on me when I turn the handle. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment. I try to answer, but I don't get notifications on comments very fast. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.